how we can find the factors of 12. Again, as I told you, we have to use a counter from 1 to the number itself, which is 12, and this counter we should take 12 modulus to the counter value. Say the counter value variable is I, so we can say that modulus of 12 to 2 or to I. How we can write it in C? We can write it in C very easy. I will show you in the compiler how we can write it. Second thing, for the 30 also same thing, guys, same thing for the 30. Again, we will take the modulus of 30 to a counter, and this counter we can use the same I counter, so 30, and we need the counter to go from 1 to 30. Now as you see, we need a counter to go from 1 to 12, and we need a counter to go from 1 to 30. So we can use them in one loop to find the factors of 12 and 30 in one loop, and the counter for the loop could be from 1 to 12 or from 1 to 30 at the same time, no problem. I prefer to select from 1 to 12 because we have extra steps after 12. We know that the common factor of 12 and 30 should not be greater than 12, and it will be 30 or less. So at the beginning, I prefer to find which is the lowest number, 12 or 30. Remember that 12 and 30, they are not 12 and 30, they are entered by user, so we don't know exactly which one is the larger than the other one, the first number or second number. So I prefer to find the lowest number at the beginning and then write a loop using the lowest number. So now we'll go to the child, and then I want to find the lowest number. Is it number 1 or number 2? So we can write easily if statement if number 1 greater than or less than, better, anything, and 2, we can say that the lowest LW equal to N1. Okay, and then else the value of the lowest is N2, the LO equal N2. Okay, and the LO should be declared as integer here. We should go back to the top and declare the LO. Now we know which one is the lower number. Is it number 1 or number 2? We will use the LO. Now we have a for loop here. We have to place a for loop. In this for loop, we will run a counter I from 1. I should be less than or equal to the lower number, and I plus plus incremented by 1. And again, the counter should be declared. So I will go back to the start and declare the I value or the variable, and go back to the for loop. This is the start of the for loop, this is the end of the for loop. In the loop, I'm doing what? I'm finding the factors of N1 and N2. So if the factor of N1 and 2 it's common, I will keep it as HCF. So let me declare again, go back to the top and declare the HCF, the highest common factor. Then we can say that if the number 1, if number 1 modulus to I equals to 0, that means what? The I value is a common, or sorry, not a common, it's a factor of N1. If it is factor of N1 and at the same time, that means and N2 modulus 2 I again equal to 0, that means the current value of I factor of N2 and factor of N1 at the same time. Now, because we are going from 1 to lowest, surely each time finding a common factor, it will be the highest one at that time. So if this is true, what I will do, I will write here that the HCF equal to I, that number. Okay, once we reach the lowest number, the lowest number or the maximum counter value, the last one will be the maximum. So if n1 modulus to I equal to 0, that means I factor of n1. At the same time, same I factor to n2, save it in HCF. Because I will be increased, the last I will be, the last value of HCF will be the highest one. That's it. If else, no need for else, because we need this condition only. Once we finish, guys, we can print a message, print a message for a user. We can say that, as example, we can say that briefly HCF for the two numbers. The first one, it's an integer, followed by a second one which is an integer also, is, we need an integer which is the result, and then go to next line. From where I will get the first one, it is the n1, the n1, second one is n2, and the result is the last value of HCF. That's it. And let me delete all of the spaces. Like this. So let me run the program. I will show you. Now please enter two positive integers. Let's say that we have 30 at the beginning and 12. See, the HCF is, and we forgot to let me go back and find the error. Where is the error here? Yes, by mistake I forgot to write D here. Run again. This is 30, this is 12, the second number. The HCF of 30 and 12 is 6, and this is true, as you see here in the right PowerPoint.